Why can I not go visit this man?
Hollywood actor Christian Bale is used to action, but this is no movie set.
We've been stopped.
Plainclothes Chinese security who would not identify themselves determined to stop him and our crew contacting a detained human rights activist.
No, watch it, Christian. Watch it. We're trying to get out of here. Once again, we've been stopped. We've been stopped right here. And as you can see, they're pushing Christian here. We're just trying to leave peacefully. We're trying to leave peacefully.
As we leave, the guards give chase in their car.
They're still right on our tail.
Christian Bale says this is not what he'd hoped for. He'd made an 8-hour car journey from Beijing to try to meet a personal hero, the blind self-taught lawyer Chen Guangchang.
You know, I'm not being brave doing this. The local people who are standing up to the authorities and insisting on going to visit Chen and his family and getting beaten up for it, and my understanding is being detained for it and everything. You know, I want to support what they're doing.
Bale has been in China for the premiere of a film he's made here about the Japanese invasion of Nanjing in the 1930s. Bale could have rolled up the red carpet and left, but the actor, whose movie is about suffering and injustice, could not leave China without highlighting this real-life struggle. Chen Guangchang has campaigned against alleged forced abortions and the treatment of villagers in China. In 2006, he was sentenced to more than 4 years in prison for disrupting traffic and damaging property. He denies those allegations. Chen has not been allowed to leave his home since his release last year. Local Chinese authorities in Shandong province have his house and local village in lockdown. No one allowed in to see Chen. Authorities here declined to comment on the case. The United States has championed Chen's cause. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has raised his case during past visits to the region. Christian Bale now wants to add whatever weight he can.
I mean, this doesn't come naturally to me, but this was just a situation I said, I can't look the other way.
Bale has followed CNN's coverage of Chen's case and approached us to try to meet the blind activist. His hopes were high until this.
What I really wanted to do was shake the man's hand and say thank you and tell him what an inspiration he is.
The Chinese security continued to chase us for more than half an hour. We got away. Chen remains locked in his house. Stan Grant, CNN, Shandong, China.
Just talking about today, the incident, the confrontation with the private security guards at the house. At any time, were you concerned about your safety? Were you hit in any way? Was there physical contact here?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it was physical contact, yeah. I mean, it seemed as though the difference that I noticed from seeing the original footage early in this year is that at that time, they seemed to be primarily going after Stan, and Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, gents, but was more able to get shots of Stan. This time they were smarter to it. As soon as they saw any cameras come out, that became the target, and they rushed at Brad. They were hitting him, they were punching the camera, and then I brought out my own flip camera, just a tiny little device, and likewise they started doing the same to me as well. We could see I was held. As the reinforcements arrived, they definitely wanted to try and hold me on the spot, but I realized that at the very least the camera was going to be taken and we would have no footage, and that was very much the point, that if we couldn't get in to see Chen himself, that we had to have footage to show to the world and hopefully to newer audiences exactly what is happening and how vile the treatment of this wonderful man is, and it was essential to get away with that camera. So when I saw the reinforcements arrive, I struggled free from the ringleader, and we all made our way back to the van, which then it didn't end. They pursued us for many miles. What were they going to do? You know, what was their plan if they were to catch us? And you have to remember throughout all of this that these thugs, they do not identify themselves whatsoever. I started reading about his story. I was inspired by the man himself. I mean, this is a blind human rights lawyer. He taught himself to read at the age of 24, and you should see his village, you know. I mean, it's amazing that the man is able to have the power that he does and to have done what he's already accomplished in his life. It's amazing that a superpower like China is actually terrified of this man and shows such a intrinsic weakness within the fabric of the country. I did not mention that I would be doing this to any of my fellow filmmakers. It's not for me to pull them into an issue that I care about. That's their choice. This kind of treatment, I do not feel represents the people of China. This represents the power structure and their attitude towards their own citizens, which is disgusting.